Welcome back, everybody. This is Eric here at Moss Pawn & Gun. We have another video concept for you today we're going to be rolling out. Spartan Armor Systems has asked us to do a little bit of a test on their ballistic armor panels. This is not something we normally do, but I thought you guys might enjoy an armor test. We've done a little bit of body armor testing in the past here and there, but this is going to be our attempt at pretty much as official of an armor test as we can possibly do. Spartan Armor Systems makes a variety of different plates, which they've sent us a sampling of their line in order to demonstrate for you guys the type of capabilities they have for stopping threats. You have threats that start all the way from, pretty much medium to high velocity pistol threats, all the way up to multiple hits from high velocity rifle threats like .308. I'm going to show you basically what each of these plates is about. I wish I could really show you the weight easier, but this is a lightweight plate right here. It's curved. It's got the rifle cuts on it in order to put the buttstock of the rifle into your shoulder. It's curved to fit the human body when you're wearing it in like a plate carrier or something similar. This particular plate is a level 3A plate. It's very, very lightweight, and it's rated for handgun use. Okay, it's designed to stop most of your .357 Magnum, .44 Magnum handgun threats. This level 3A plate, the lightweight one that I'm holding here, is made out of ultra high molecular weight polyethylene, which basically is a really fancy way of saying plastic. All right, it's a really, really, really strong plastic. Same thing with this plate. Now, this particular plate is made out of a Kevlar and thermoplastic laminate. I know that's kind of big words for me, but I'm trying my best here, guys. But this is a level 3A semi-flexible. Now, the person that makes these plates, Spartan Armor Systems, the one thing that he says that people like the most about this particular plate is that it's lightweight, and like kids can put it down in their backpack. Like if parents want to buy a set of these plates for their kids to put in their backpack when they're going back and forth to school or something, or like say that you're one of those Wall Street types and you walk around with a fancy briefcase all the time, you slide this down in your briefcase and you've got something that'll stop 9mm, 40 caliber, pretty much all of your medium to high velocity handgun threats. All right, so that's pretty neat. And then, of course, very lightweight. We're not talking some big heavy plate. So that's your lightweight plate there. And moving up the ladder here, we're going to look at this plate. All right, and this is the same technology that I stated before. This plate employs pretty much the same type of system, except it's much heavier and much larger. It's also very buoyant. He actually states that this plate can be put into water and it'll actually kind of semi-float. That way, if you're wearing heavy armor and you're near water and you end up in the water, it's not going to sink you down to the bottom. So this is a relatively lightweight plate. It is a level 3 plate, and it'll stop 7.62 NATO, up to a rifle threat. We're going to be testing this plate. They also make a level 4 plate. Now this is a reinforced ceramic and fiberglass plate, and it is a level 4. So this is a very, very tough plate, up to 30-06 M2 armor piercing projectiles, which we're going to put that to the test as well. This is probably his most expensive plate. These retail for close to $400 for the pair, but this is level 4 protection. So this is some pretty stout stuff. If you're expecting some kind of really, really dangerous situation, this is a plate you want to go to battle with. Last but not least, he makes an AR500 plate. This particular plate has a coating that's supposed to prevent spalling. So the jackets are supposed to be absorbed by a bit of this coating here. Of course, we're going to put all of this to the test. We're going to start out here and shoot some of these. We're going to start from the weakest plate and go up to the strongest plate. And this should be a fun video. Let's get to it.
Okay guys, we're going to be shooting the plates in the same order that you saw them in the intro. This one is actually the ultra high molecular weight polyethylene plate, the very thin, lightweight plate. Although it is a level 3A, it's only rated for pistol because of its weight class. And we've got it set up in a USGI carrier down here on a clear ballistics gel torso provided by Clear Ballistics. So we're going to be running this plate carrier pretty much for all the plates in the test here just to make it easier to hold them. And first test is going to be 357 mag. We're going to try to place 6 shots on the plate fairly equally spaced apart in order just to show the capabilities of the plate. It's rated for 1 shot, but we're going to try to hit it between 4 and 6 times equally spaced. So let's get going.
All right, let's see what our lightweight plate did there. This was the first one. And bear in mind, these plates are only designed to take one shot. So let's see what it did. All right, looks like we had one shot hit right here, and it looks like Chad actually missed the plate. He missed the plate and he grazed our torso and it went straight through. So obviously if you don't hit the plate, it's gonna go through you, all right? So that's a given. All right, let's have a look. Okay, it looks like Ballistic Steve here survived. Okay. Now this shot was from earlier. Okay, we were playing around with the torso earlier. That was not from this plate. You see the back side of the carrier. The plate carrier does not have any holes in it. So let's go ahead and pull our plate out and have a look at it. Holy crap. Look at the amount of damage that thing took. So you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And Chad's 6th shot landed, you know, like I said, on the other side. It went through the torso, which of course it did because it missed the plate. It did booger this plate up pretty bad, but that's 357 Magnum against the lightweight plate. That's definitely a result. That's for certain what we want to see. We're going to step up to the curved plate, try the same exact threat, and see how well it fares. It's rated for pretty much the same thing, so we'll see how it does. Cool.
Okay guys, this is the next plate in the lineup. This is the Kevlar and Thermoplastic construction plate. And basically this is a flat, very flexible plate that's meant to go in like a kid's backpack or like a briefcase or something along those lines, like a messenger bag. Just something that you can carry with you, very lightweight, you don't really even know it's there. It's mainly meant for pistol threats only. It's rated up to 44 Magnum, no rifle threats. Rifle basically punch right through it. So we're gonna keep the test consistent and shoot it with 6 more rounds of 357 Magnum and see the results afterwards.
All right, guys, well, let's see how the Kevlar and Thermoplastic constructed plate survived against the 357 Magnum. That's certainly a nasty round. 357 Magnum is a pretty stout cartridge. All right, let's have a look here. It looks like our guy looks to be okay. Let's have a look at the plate. Wow, I'm actually quite pleasantly surprised with that result. You know, all I can say is that I guess when Chad shot this thing, he must have put a couple of them in very close proximity to each other, to the effect that we can't really even see the entrance holes that much. That's probably what ended up happening. I know he shot it because I saw the recoil impulse, you know, when it hit the armor each time. So that certainly would stop the threat. And honestly, I mean, for as light and flexible as this little plate is, I'm very surprised that it stopped one, much less, you know, several. I would feel confident, you know, having that inside of my, you know, backpack or briefcase or even a lightweight carrier. The whole point of a plate like this is so that it's lightweight, it flexes a bit, it's easy to run around with, it gives you a little bit more mobility at the sake of strength. I mean, you lose a little bit of the rating, but you gain that in flexibility and mobility. That's not a bad result. Let's go ahead and step up to our next plate, see how it does. I think we're going to start getting into some of the rifle threats. All right, we're moving up the line. This is our first rifle plate. This is the hard plastic, ultra high molecular weight polyethylene. Wow, that's a mouthful, and yes, I did cheat, I read that. But this is the plate that's moderately buoyant. It'll kind of float a little bit. You know, so you're not weighed down if you're in a, you know, water environment. You don't have to worry about sinking to the bottom or anything. This is rated for rifle rounds. I'm going to shoot it with my Scar Heavy right here. 308, 6 rounds. Let's see how well it holds up. I'm curious to see how this is going to turn out. All right, we'll see what happened. All right, guys, I have to admit, I'm a little skeptical about this. I mean, that's a 308. That's kind of close. I mean, 50 feet's not very far. I can't imagine anything surviving that. Well, my plate carrier didn't survive. Look at that. Shot through the little snap, apparently. Oh, well. It's all in the name of science. I'll tell you what, I'm going to be very surprised if this thing survives. All right, here we go. Let's see what Bang Bang Bob looks like. Untouched. I'll be dang. Those are from earlier. Very cool. All right, well, let's pull the plate out and have a look at it and make sure that our spacing was right. Look at that. That's exactly where my scar rounds were supposed to hit. That's exactly where I was aiming, just to space them out a little bit. Look at that. Now, I can imagine that this thing pushing out in the back like that, if it did it with enough speed and velocity, I could see where it could probably knock the breath out of you or, you know, make you feel relatively unpleasant. However, you would be alive. I mean, that's 6 shots with a Scar Heavy at 50 feet and you'd be alive. I'm kind of impressed. I mean, that's a 308. We are going to be shooting other stuff with 308 today, but man, you know, that 308 is just such a powerful round. I think for a couple of these plates, we're going to step it up to a 30-06, see if we can make them fail with a couple of multiple shots there. Very cool. Let's get to it. All right, guys, we're going to step up the threat. We got a level 4 ceramic and fiberglass reinforced plate. This is the one that, to me, this is the one I want to see fail. I don't know why. But I'm going to shoot it with a 30-06 with some black tip armor piercing ammunition. And guys, if this thing doesn't defeat this plate, I'm going to be really dang surprised. I mean, it's only rated for 1 shot. At that rate, I'm going to try 4. I don't know, man. I just really want to see this plate fail. So here we go. The mighty M1 Garand, 50 feet, black tip ammunition. I don't think it's going to end well for this plate. Did it survive? Let's go have a look. All right, guys, I'm pretty skeptical about this, but let's have a look. Black tip ammunition, M1 Garand, level 4 plate. You know, which something that can be touted as level 4, that's kind of no joke. I mean, that's a pretty tall statement. You know, level 4 is a considerable amount of armor rating for a rifle. So let's have a look. I'll be damned. Holy crap. And those are our same holes from earlier, so that wasn't the Garand. It looks like it survived. Let's have a look at the plate. Wow. Look at, holy smokes. Look at that dang plate. So you can see where all the ceramic just really busted out of there. That is just amazing how well that thing survived. And I put those M1 Garand rounds exactly where I wanted to. 1, 2, 3, 4, a little 4-shot quadrant. They didn't punch out the back. You can see where it started to delaminate a little bit. That's Kevlar and ceramic reinforced plate. That thing is amazing. And I tell you what, I surely wouldn't want to be standing in front of a Garand while somebody shot me wearing this thing. But I'll tell you what, you'd survive. And that really surprises me, because that black tip 30-06 coming out of this thing like it is, I could have swore it would stop it. And that's really surprising. And you know, I love ballistics and I love shooting things like this type of stuff. So it's really interesting to see just what kind of abuse this thing can really take. So we might go ahead and strap it back in and maybe shoot at it with some 5.56, but honestly, I don't really see the point, because if that 30-06 isn't going to punch through it, I seriously doubt a little 5.56 is going to do too much against this plate. We've got one more plate to shoot. We're going to check out the AR500. A couple of them, the strongest plates of the day, we're probably going to set them up without our ballistics torso in the way, and we'll probably shoot them to failure, see how well they do. But wow, that's a result. Let's move on. All right, guys, this is the final plate test of the day. This is going to be our AR500 plate with the anti-spalling coating on it. We're going to shoot it with 6 rounds of 7.62 out of our Scar Heavy. And And afterwards, we're going to take the strongest plates of the day and we're going to pelt the crap out of them with a bunch of random rounds just to see if we can get anything to push through. I'm going to move my ballistics gel dummy after we're done though, because I'm not ready for him to get shot yet any worse than he already has. But without further ado, let's give it a try. By the way, this Scar Heavy is amazing. I love it. This little Vortex, this 1-to-4, man, it's just a great rig. Did it go through? Let's go check. All right, guys, out of all the armor we shot today, I kind of foresee this stuff as holding up just fine. AR500 is a grade of armor plating, and it's commonly used to produce steel targets, like the shoot steel targets that we use in our videos all the time. AR500 is a very strong material, so I don't really foresee any problem here. I mean, we shoot AR500 on a regular basis, and we shoot it all the time. I don't think we're gonna have a problem here. My plate carrier has seen better days. All right. Well, as expected, our torso's just fine. He didn't take any damage. And let's have a look at our steel plate. All right, so you can see the anti-spalling coating did its job. It kept all the jacket fragments within the carrier. That's exactly what it's supposed to do. My poor carrier. I don't think I can really call it a carrier anymore. It's more of a showpiece at this point. Let's see. Oh, wow, look at that. Okay. So, again, we can see where each round impacted exactly where I wanted it to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 rounds in a little row, just exactly where I wanted to put them with this rifle. They don't appear to have pushed through at all. We are going to probably shoot this plate a little bit more, just because I'm curious to see if anything else will go through it. But for this thing to stop that 7.62 like that, and it just shook them right off, I'm not going to say I was surprised, because AR500 is a pretty tough armor. Even if it's only like a 1/4 inch thick, it's still going to be strong with the anti-spalling coating they put on there to help absorb those jacket fragments, keep them from hitting you in the face and that sort of thing. I'm very, very impressed with the performance of this plate. And tell you what, I'm going to move my ballistics torso out of the way and my carrier, and we're going to set a couple of these plates that were the toughest ones from the day, and let's shoot the crap out of them, see if we can make them fail. All right, the first plate that we're going to shoot the crap out of is going to be our level 3 lightweight plate. This is the one that has a little bit of buoyancy to it that'll float a little bit. We're going to shoot it with a 444 Marlin, which is essentially a 44 Magnum on steroids. All right, here we go. I'm gonna shoot the crap out of this thing with a 444 Marlin, and then Chad's gonna have a go, and then we'll swap a few of the plates out, take some shots at some of the other ones. I just wanna see if it's gonna defeat it or not. I'm gonna try drilling all of these rounds in the same exact hole. See if we can get it to push through. That went through. You don't mess around with the 444. Mighty big bore.
Well, Eric was pretty much putting all of his shots into the same hole with that 444 Marlin. Actually had one of the shots just punched right through, went right through the 2x4, supporting the plate right there, just on down range. I've kind of secured the plate back to the 2x4 on the tabletop there. We're gonna hit it with about 5 shots of 500 Magnum. See what that does to it. Ooh, I think I pulled that one just a little bit unless it went right through. Wow, that is one powerful handgun. I couldn't imagine anything getting hit with that thing. Let's go take a look.
Well guys, the mighty 500 Magnum never lies. Entrance right through there, exit out the back of the plate. You know, this thing was softened up pretty considerably already, and it pushed on right through. I think this plate's pretty much had it. We're gonna move on to something else, but that still is very impressive considering the amount of 444 marlin that this plate just ate. I'm very surprised it didn't fail. Kept on going. So we're gonna step up to the other level 4 plate, which that thing stopped those armor piercing M1 Garand projectiles. I can't imagine it stopping much more, but then again, I don't know. I mean, it really favored well with those Garand projectiles. Let's give it a try. We're gonna shoot it with a little bit of stuff out of the AR like we talked about. Let's do that.
Okay, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna pelt the hell out of this level 4 plate that Eric hit with a 30-06 earlier with the AP rounds. He put 4 shots on the target and it didn't penetrate. I mean, the thing held up just fine. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put 30 shots of XM193 from Federal right on top of the plate. And then I've got another magazine loaded with M855 ball from Federal as well. We're gonna do basically just 2 30-shot groups, one at the top, one at the bottom, and let her rip. Let's see what the plate can actually handle. All right, I think that's well pelted, but we've got some M855 ball. We're gonna put that near the bottom of the plate, see how she runs. All right, let's take a look at what this XM193 and M855 did to the plate here. You've got, looks like a pretty consistent little grouping of XM193 right here at the top. And that stuff softened that plate up really nice. I mean, it just really doesn't stand a chance. Punched right through the back. See fibers of like Kevlar and whatnot here out of the backside. Same thing with M855 ball at the bottom here. Nice tight group. Basically just softened it up enough and just started punching right through. I mean, it blew holes right through this thing. So, I mean, that was 60 rounds, you know, on this level 4 plate. But let's move on to the AR500. I think Eric's gonna put some 30-06 rounds right in the same hole on that thing and see what it'll take to actually defeat that AR500 steel.
All right, guys, we're gonna shoot the crap out of our last plate of the day, which was our AR500 plate with the anti-spalling coating on it. Now, as many of you guys know, I mean, we could shoot this thing till the cows come home and we could probably get it to fail. But what I want to do, since the other plate seemed to hold up so well, the level 4 plate held up so well to that black tip M1 Garand ammo, I'm going to shoot 8 rounds out of the M1 Garand, black tip ammunition, armor piercing, right into the center of that plate and see if we can get them to push through. I'm going to put all 8 shots in the same exact spot. Here we go. Uh-oh, our plate fell over. Let's fix that and we'll continue. Okay, we've reset our plate. Let's try again. I think we've got a failure. Let's have a look. All right, let's see how the mighty Garand fared against the AR500 plate. Well, just like I told you, I shot in the same exact location. You can see where 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Actually, we had a 7 and an 8. But the only way that this cartridge actually punched through with armor piercing capabilities was when it went in the same exact place where it was weakened from before. So that's saying a lot. The fact that this plate can take that kind of abuse. I mean, you're not going to stand there and let somebody with an M1 Garand shoot you numerous times in the same exact location. So I think that's speaking very highly for the strength of this armor. You know, I have to admit, I was a little bit skeptical going into an armor review because I thought, okay, well, we're going to shoot this armor. We're not going to learn anything, you know. I went into it kind of feeling like I was going to know exactly what was going to happen, just because of my experience with armor and my experience wearing armor. And I guess there's kind of this misconception that armor has to be heavy, you know, and big and bulky in order to be effective, but it's just not the case. Some of this newer technology that's out here now is considerably strong. I want to thank the people at Spartan Armor Systems for taking the time to send me these plates out to try out. They are a veteran-owned and operated company, and I always want to show my support for our veterans. And guys, I appreciate you watching our video today. I hope you guys learned something in the process. You know, I learned something, so that's kind of the whole point of this YouTube channel, is for you guys to learn along with me, and I get to experience new things and kind of take you guys along for the ride. So we really appreciate the support that we've been getting from you guys. If there's some specific type of armor test you want me to do, or if there's a specific firearm and ammunition combination that you would like to see pitted up against some armor, let me know, and we'll certainly do our best to make it happen. We really had a lot of fun making this video today. Thanks for your time. We'll catch you next time.